Wide Web Wednesday, May 22nd, 2019. Steve Sipress here, just barely getting this in before the end of the day. And finally got an answer from my fantastic, beloved cable internet provider that I've been on and off with for who knows how long, most of the day here, with getting intermittent service and not enough juice to do a live video, and keep trying it on my phone. It won't work, all over the place. Finally just got to a supervisor who tells me, oh, you're in a planned outage. I love it. Planned outage. I should do a video on that someday, the way that you name things, how important it is. If you follow the world of politics, you know it's such a big thing. One side tries to get the name, the other tries to name the issue, and then we have a guy sitting in the White House who likes to give a name to all of his opponents or anyone he likes or doesn't like or whatever. And so naming is important. So this is a planned outage. In other words, hey, we suck. We turned your internet off without letting you know. I'm like, oh, really? Well, so how much longer is that going to last for? Oh, it says it'll be on by 6 a.m. So it's on now. Let's see if it lasts. Let me just get through this. I'm going to get done, and we'll move on. I'll be back tomorrow. So what am I talking about here? Oh, yeah, tracking website visitors. There's in your Google Analytics, I had this consultation today. Go to helpfromsteve.com if you want yours. That's how you get help from Steve. You go to helpfromsteve.com and it'll help you out. So I was helping today somebody specifically with tracking their website analytics through Google Analytics. Free tool. You go to Google Analytics, put it on your website, have your website guy do that, but have them show you how to get all the tracking so you can look at your numbers. Now, don't obsess and spend all day refreshing and refreshing and refreshing unless you're in the midst of some kind of major promotion or major launch or some kind of thing where the numbers are moving all day. But track them, in the morning, once a day, once a week, however often you want to track them, however often you're changing things up in your advertising and marketing online. Anyway, so there's this, one of the statistics, Google Analytics will show you just about everything about your website. One thing it shows you is new website visitors versus returning website visitors. Here's why this is important. You compare these two numbers, the new visitors to your website and the returning visitors. Now, if you have a ton more new visitors and a very, very tiny percentage of returning visitors, what that likely tells you is that there's something really wrong with your website. So maybe there's something wrong that it's slow to load. You've got your images are too large. They're taking too long to load. People just clicking away. Maybe the navigation is clunky or difficult, or there's lots of broken links, or people just not finding stuff. They can't find what they want, they're clicking away, or could possibly mean if all the tech, and that's where you get to your tech guy, but if he says, oh, all the tech is working fine, then it's a big red flag. It means your content, it means what's actually on the information, or whatever you're putting on your site, it just absolutely sucks. It's just not compelling. The term in the industry is called sticky. Do people stick? Do they want to stay a long time on the site, which is another number you can track, bounce rate, things like this. But let's stick with new versus returning visitors. If there are very few returning visitors, it means your content is not compelling enough for people to come back. You're not putting new content on often enough. You're not updating it. You're not refreshing it. It just sucks to begin with. There's not enough of it. These are problems that you need to fix. So you need to consult someone who is, or you ought to want to consult someone who's a marketing expert. You can go to helpfromsteve.com and I'll help you do this and put together a plan to get some good content on your site. Because if people are coming once and they're just not coming back, that means there's something really wrong, and you do not want that. If you have a website, you're spending any amount of time or money or effort on your online internet marketing with your website, you want people to be liking it and coming back to your website. Now, here's another issue, however. If the number of new visitors is less than your returning visitors, that doesn't tell you anything for sure, but it could mean one of two major things. So number one, it could mean that whatever you're doing to generate traffic to your site is not working very well. You're getting a lot more return visitors than new. You're not getting a lot of new visitors. And so you want to check what you're doing. your online advertising, all of your SEO, all of your, I just realized I could go on forever with a list of how you get traffic to your website. That's another topic for another day, but that's what that number could mean. Or it could mean that, as opposed to what I said earlier on, that your content, your site is so compelling and so fantastic, and you're updating content and it's fresh and it's new and it's informative, it's exciting, people love it, that they keep coming back over and over and over and over. So even though you got website new visitor traffic, you're getting an abundance of return traffic. That could be a fantastic thing, meaning your site is really sticky. Give an example. Right here, I'm on Facebook Live right now. So people, when is somebody a new visitor to Facebook? Only once, and only once in each tracking period, which for Google Analytics starts at midnight, so 24-hour period. But the first time they go onto Facebook of the day, they're a new visitor for that day. But then they're going to come back in an hour to see if anyone liked their cat video or what they had for lunch or whatever inane thing, or they're going to come back 2 hours later to argue politics with someone who will never change their mind no matter what they say. They're going to come back 3 hours later to find out what celebrity died or said something stupid or whatever. Well, each one of those times they're a returning visitor. So now that a site like that, that's so sticky, so compelling, makes people want to come back over and over. Think of that. Think of the social media sites where people are returning all day long. Now, as a business owner, is your site ever going to be anything like that? Not likely. However, you still want a nice, healthy amount of return visitors. Now, last tip I'm going to give you is, and this was an issue, a mistake that this person was making today that I helped her through. She was saying, gee, I take the number, the Google Analytics shows me the number of new website visitors, and I add it to the number of return visitors, and it adds up to more than the number for total users. So new users, returning users, adds up to more than the total users. This doesn't make sense. Do I have more total users, or do I have less, or the numbers are wrong, or can I not trust anything with Google Analytics? Here's the answer, and it's simple. It's real simple. Once you get it, I'll explain it, and you'll understand it. You can't do that. You can't just add up the new users plus the old users, because like I just said, it's extremely common for people to return to a website several times during the tracking period, which for Google Analytics is 24 hours starting at midnight every day. So like I just said, and you must do this too. I do it. You must do it while you're searching around. You hit a website and you see something on it, and okay, then you go searching around, you hit another website, another competitor, and then you go, that other one, I'm going to go back to that one. That one looked good. You go back again. Then you go back to the other. Then you go back to this one, back to that. You might go return to a website several times in that 24-hour period. Guess what? Google Analytics is tracking you as a return user, and then a return user, a return user, a return user. This is why you cannot just add up a new user plus the number of return users to get the total users, because it's very common, certainly, especially, like I said, on social media, for people to be a return user several times in the period. Make sense? Okay. So you want to know your numbers. There's a lot more numbers than just new users versus returning users, or new visitors, return visitors, or whatever you want to call it. There are a lot of CPI, of KPI, of key performance indicators, of numbers that you need to know in your business. You need to track specific. You need to track with internet or online or whatever you want to call it. That I will help you with. Go to helpfromspeaker.com. Simple as that. I help you, and you have, and you make more money. Isn't that cool? Guess what? We made it to the end of the video. Brett is here. Good morning, my friend. We made it without getting shut off the internet. Oh, who knew? So that'll do it for Worldwide Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll peel back the vault. Throwback Thursday. We'll look for a blast from the past. I'll share a story and most likely a market lesson from it as well. So you'll join me then. Thanks everyone watching today or on the recording, and I'll see you tomorrow on Throwback